Hello and welcome to month 5 done of my project pan. Hi, my name is Lauren. If you're new here, if you're not new, hopefully you've joined me for the entirety of this season of project pan, if you will. Now, if you are new, this is a 6-month project pan that I've been working on. And I have a bunch of items that I'm going to talk about during this video. I'm going to let you know how many times I've used them and how I feel about them, or if I'm sick of them, because I probably at this point, I'm gonna be sick of them. I have a spreadsheet in front of me where I keep track of how many times I used each item that's in my project pan and how I did compared to last month. And if we panned anything, who knows? Maybe we did this time. Finally, you can probably guess what we finished if you've been watching. If you haven't been watching, no worries. You're here now. That's the important part. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate everyone who has joined recently and commented. It means a lot to me. I love having discussions about makeup. So feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions down below. But let's get into this project pan. Now, if you are new, you may not know, but the way that this project pan has worked for me is I've included some products that I either really do want to pan, like I want to finish them, or I just am testing them because they've been in my collection and I have no idea how I feel about them. Embarrassing, I know. But I want to know how I feel about them and whether they are going to survive December's massive declutter. We will see. But let's get into this. I am just going to start with what I always start with, which is primers. And we only have one primer in this project pan, and that is my Dior Forever Glow Veil. Now, I have been trying to finish this. I think I can do it in December, maybe. In November, I ended up using this guy 16 times, bringing my total usage to 64 times. This is a fantastic primer. I really love it. This is the Glow Veil, so it's the glowy version. It's fantastic. I just want to finish it. I just want to get my money's worth out of Dior because I have so much from Dior, and I want to use it all of it. I need to use all of it. So that is the first item. Next up, we have another item that I'm trying to finish. This is from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. I have mine in the color 3. Now, I used this 8 times in November, bringing my total usage to 41 times. Okay, I had to grab Hunter because we're actually filming in the cat's playroom, and they're very loud, you know? Big surprise, but they're very loud. So Hunter is joining us for this project pan. So if you see hair just floating in the air, it's probably his. It could potentially be mine though. Let's be fair. But let's get back to project pan. So for this foundation, I used it 8 times in November, bringing my total usage to 41 times, and I am trying to finish it. And now I use the world's tiniest spatula to try to get an idea of how low we are. I thought we were lower. I have used it so many times. I thought we were lower, but we're about to here. So we're so close to finishing it. I'm really hoping that I can finish this in December because frankly, I'm sick of it, and it doesn't work great for me in December or cold weather in general. I have really dry skin. It's a little bit heavy for what I like. Typically, I mix something in like a luminizer in order to make it a little more hydrating, but this is definitely the winter season, and I'm not going to be using it, or I don't want to use it as much. It's just a little bit heavy during the winter, but we're trying to finish it. I have the foundation from Suko, and this is the liquid foundation in the color 210. Yeah, just the liquid foundation. This is a Japanese brand. Suko is absolutely amazing. I used this 11 times in November, bringing my total usage to 18 times. This was actually a recent addition last month. So I've only been using it for 2 months, and it's in my project pan because I spent a lot of money on it, and I had used it a few times, and I just wasn't sure how I felt about it. So I decided I really needed to test it out and learn, what do I like to wear it with, right? What season is it best for me? Does it work for my skin type? And I can now answer all those questions with this foundation. God, there's cat hair everywhere. Thanks, kitty. Which makes me really happy. I put in the effort. I know that I really love this foundation. It's pretty thin. but I like that. I don't like anything like really heavy on my skin just because my skin is so dry, and it just like makes your skin look really, really nice. It's not heavy coverage, so it's not gonna cover blemishes. If my nose is a little bit redder that day, it's not gonna cover that, but that's where concealer comes in, right? So it's really good if I need it for, if I'm having like a less coverage needed day, but it is really beautiful. It makes your skin just look glowy and healthy. So I am actually gonna use my get out of jail free card with this baby. Now, what the get out of jail free card is, I decided in order to keep my life a little more interesting, it's hard for me to use the same products over and over, but I'm gonna give myself one get out of jail free card every month. And I can switch a product for whatever reason. Either I really have a great understanding of what I think about it and I'm ready to move on to something else, or I hate it. I hate it and it needs to stop. This one is just moving out because I know how I feel. I really do like it. There are other things that I want to test, and we only have 1 month left to go in this project pan. So let me show you what I'm switching in. We are switching in a product from NARS. So this is the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, and I have mine in the color Mont Blanc, and that's L2, I believe. Yeah, L2. And the reason why I wanted to switch this one in is I have a handful of foundations from NARS. And I really love them because they all do something different. None of them are the same, and I really appreciate that. Like, they're coming out with different foundations for different uses. And I saw this one pop up, I think I was looking on Ulta, and it said new. And I don't know if they meant just new colors, because this is definitely not new in my collection. And I was like, Natural Radiant Foundation, do I have that? I dug it out, I have it, no idea how I feel about it. So I just, like, my curiosity has been sparked. I want to know how I feel about this product. I have a good understanding of the majority of the NARS foundations in my collection. I really know how I feel about them, and I like the majority of them. I love some of them. So I wanted to give this one a chance. Concealer. First up, we have the Bobbi Brown Concealer. This is the Skin Full Cover Concealer in the color Ivory. You can probably guess what I'm trying to do with this. I'm so close to finishing this product. I used it 17 times in November, bringing my total usage to 63 times. And the funny thing is, with this product, I'm still not sick of it. This is hands down my favorite concealer right now. It is just the perfect amount of coverage. It really helps even out kind of the darkness under my eyes, and it doesn't like settle into any fine lines, which is exactly what I need. So this is also the perfect color for me, which helps quite a bit. It's a great concealer, and we are almost done with it. Now, a concealer that I just switched in the month of November is the Danessa Myricks concealer. This is the Lift and Flex concealer for eyes and face in the color 4. Now, again, this is new this month, so I've used it a total of 7 times. I love the packaging on this. I just think the component is really cute. It's really small, it's handy, it fits in places. I don't think this is my color, and it's making me not like the concealer. So it pulls pretty yellow on me, and I honestly think that's a problem I have with the majority of Danessa Myricks' skin products. Foundation, concealer, they just pull very warm on me. So I'm gonna keep trying it out in December. I'm kind of right now in the mindset of I'm not a big fan of it. It also is a little bit heavy for what I like, so it kind of like falls into the lines under my eyes, which I really don't like. So I'm gonna continue testing it in December. I don't wanna really say goodbye to it as of right now because I wanna give it another chance. And right now though, it's not looking great. We have a couple setting powders. This one we did not do great with, but this is the Burberry Beyond Wear Setting and Refining Powder in the color Fair. I have this in my project pan because I spent a bunch of money on it and then could not tell you how I felt about it. I can tell you now, I've used it enough. I used it 4 times this month, bringing my total usage to 21 times. It's a really good powder. It's very light, which I like. I typically like a loose setting powder, but when I'm kind of looking for no setting powder, this is what I go for. When I need something just really light, because I only go in under my T-zone. I don't use a whole lot of setting powder. This feels loose. Okay, it's not popping out, but it kind of freaked me out. It felt loose. It's a good setting powder. Is it worth the price tag? think that's pretty debatable. The other setting powder in my project pan is from Givenchy, and that is the Prism Libre Travel setting powder in Mousseline Pastel. So they had this a few years back, and I bought it. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm trying to finish it. I just will never finish a setting powder. It takes me so long. It's insane. But I use this 8 times in November, bringing my total usage to 37 times. I'm working on it. It's apparently, at the rate I'm going, I'm never gonna finish it. It's gonna be buried with me. So I don't know. It's a little disheartening, but we'll see how well we can do in the month of December. Bronzers. We have, first up, the Rare Beauty bronzer. This is the Bronzer Stick in Power Boost. I am trying to finish this product, so let's see how much do we have left. Okay. It's getting there. It's really getting there. I used it 8 times in November, bringing my total usage to 31 times. I love the formula of this bronzer. It's creamy, it's easy to blend out. I have it in 3 colors. The reason this one is in my project pan is because it pulls pretty yellow on me, pretty warm. It's not my favorite color from them. I have the other 2, which I like so much more than this one. So I'm trying to finish this one though, weirdly enough. It's like, if you don't like it, you should just get rid of it. But I don't dislike it, and it's great for summer. It looks really good if I have a little bit of a tan. It's just, I really am gonna have to force myself to use it in winter because it is a summer color for me, for sure. Now, this one has only been in my project pan for a couple months, and this is from Surratt. And this is the Artistique blush in the color Grisaille, and it is being used as a bronzer. It looks like a bronzer. It's a cool tone bronzer, which I really like. Now, this has only been used 5 times in November, bringing my total usage to 7 times. And honestly, it's because this tiny little packaging keeps getting lost in the other items of my project pan. And I'm pretty sure Surratt has like an empty like compact that you can put their stuff in. So I may need to look into that because I think without having it in bigger packaging, it's gonna continue to get lost, which is a bummer because 1, it's expensive. Surratt is a pretty pricey brand. And 2, it is a fantastic bronzer. It is cool toned, which I love a cooler tone bronzer, especially in the winter. So I feel like this month I'm gonna get quite a bit of use out of it, but it is just like one of those flawless powders. It just goes on seamlessly. It's great. Oh, Chantecaille, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is the only blush in my project pan, and I purposely only put in 1 blush because I knew that this tends to be a category that I have a hard time sticking to. I have so many blushes and I like to use a different one pretty much every day. When I use a blush, a lot of the times I don't even use a blush. I feel like bronzer is a must for me every day. Normally some sort of highlighter, not always a blush, But this is the cheek shade in the color Emotion, parentheses B. There's the parentheses B in there because it has a B in the middle and the B used to be gold. And it was so pretty, but the overlay only lasted like one or two uses. Now, I said I would use this 5 times in November. I made it to 4, bringing my total usage to 9 times. And I was like, maybe I should just lie, but I can't do that, okay? This project pan is for me and I need to hold myself accountable. So since I didn't use it 5 times in November, I am using it 5 times in December. And it's a great blush. It's a pretty color. I love the color. It's very light, very natural. It's a great blush, but it's another product that is very small and it just kind of gets lost. So they need a bigger packaging. Okay, we are on to highlighter. Now, this is actually one of the items that I believe I've hit pan on. This is from Cosmetics. This is their Moonbeam highlighter in the color Aura. It has a cushion, so it's a cushion highlighter. You know, with cushions, it's kind of hard to tell, right, if you finished it or not. But, you know, I've been using it and I'm not getting the same like impactful shimmer that I used to get with it. And that's kind of how I've decided that it's probably done. It's at least done enough that I feel like I've used it and I'm happy with my usage and it's done. And I used this 6 times in November, bringing my total usage to 16. I knew this one was kind of on its last leg, so I am happy that I'm finally done with it. It's beautiful. I really, really like it. But I also learned coming out of this project pan that I'm not a big fan of cushion anything. I don't love cushion things. I just think they're a little bit annoying to use. The other highlighter that is currently in my project pan is from Charlotte Tilbury. This one just came into my project pan in October, and this is the Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighter in Moonlit Glow. And I used this one only 3 times in November. That wasn't great. I'm bringing my total usage to 5 times, so still not great. I have this one in my project pan because I did not know how I felt about it. I spent a lot of money on it, and I just was like, I don't think I could tell anyone one way or another if I like this product. So I've been using it. It is really pretty. It's a really good highlighter. Is it worth the price tag? This is another item that I think that's probably pretty debatable, where there are plenty of fantastic highlighters out there where I don't think you need to necessarily pay the price that you pay with this one. So it's good. It's just not, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it is really good. It's a nice icy white, which I really like. Okay, so each month in my project pan, I choose a different face palette and a different eyeshadow palette, and I switch them out for the next month. So for the month of November, I had picked the Sigma Beauty and the Beast face palette to use, and I used it a total of 4 times in November. That's my hair, bringing my total usage of all face palettes in my project pan to 29 times. And I never feel like I really use like my face palettes enough during my project pans, which I think goes to show that I probably don't need to buy more face palettes. Oh my god, there's cat hair everywhere. But I wanted to use this product because I was pretty sure that the formula was really good, but it was just getting neglected, and it is really good. I use this bronzer, well, it's technically a blush, but I use it as a bronzer. This blush is just one of the prettiest petal pinks that I've ever seen. The highlighter I can live without. It's fine. It actually reminds me a lot of the formula from the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. And it's pretty gold, and I'm kind of in my icy white phase. So this one is saying goodbye. The eyeshadow palette that I had picked for this month was the Natasha Denona Lila palette. And I used this one 7 times, bringing my total usage of eyeshadow palettes during this project pan to 37 times. So this, kind of similar to the face palette. I had it in my collection. I used a couple colors, but I didn't really use that many of them. Like, I would always go for the purple colors, and I was like, this is an entire palette and you just use the purple. Now, I was a fan of this palette. The only one that was weird, I would say, is this one. Now in person, it looks like kind of a brown with a greeny red shift, but on my eye, it was just pretty red. I wanted it a little more browny red, and it was just pretty red. But other than that, this is a fantastic palette. I don't think Natasha Denona sells this one anymore. I'm not 100% sure. It's pretty old, but it really is a great palette, and all the formulas in here, well, I think the formula in here is pretty consistent throughout the whole palette. You're not dealing with a whole lot of different formulas, but that's okay because this is her fantastic formula. It's so good. So let me show you the palettes that we are switching in to the project pan for the face and the eye. It's another Charlotte Tilbury for the face palette. I ended up pulling out the Nudegasm face palette because I think I've used it maybe a handful of times. Could not tell you my feelings about it at all. So I'm like, okay, this is a great opportunity. And I like that the bronzers in there are kind of cooler, more natural toned, because that will give me something that's a little bit in between the other bronzers in my project pan. And then the 2 top, they're both highlighters. And I need to play with them because I actually used this one today, and I didn't see a whole lot. There wasn't a whole lot of sparkle. So it's more sparkly on my finger. It wasn't so sparkly on my cheek. Oh, well, maybe it doesn't pick up very well on a brush, but that would be good to know. So that's what we're gonna find out. Now, I had to pick a winter eyeshadow palette. I had to fit the season. So we pulled out the Winter Wonderland palette, perfect, from Cosmic Brushes to get some use out of. Clearly that is what's on my face today. It's definitely not the Lila palette, or Lila. whatever that one from Natasha Denona is. This is definitely on my eyes today. And I've been using this one for the past few days. And I really like this palette from Cosmic Brushes. Some of them are not my favorite. Some of them have like some funky formulas in them. This, so far, is really good. But I haven't used all of them yet. That's really my goal when I include an eyeshadow palette. I want to use everything in here. So we'll see if there's any duds in here by the end of December. Okay, so the other item that I panned, I used almost every single day in the month of November so I could finish it. I used it 28 times in the month of November, bringing my total usage of this product to 105 times. That is the Rare Beauty Eyebrow Pencil. This is the Brow Harmony Precision Pencil in Rich Taupe. Wow, if you're looking for a long-lasting eyebrow pencil, this is gonna be it. Because I had already been using it for quite a while before I introduced it into my project pan, and it still took 105 times to finish. I did not think I was ever gonna finish it. There's like a very tiny, teeny, tiny bit on the end that I cannot get out. I'm fine, it's okay. I've used it up, I've used it. The reason this one was in my project pan is because even though the color is rich taupe, it's like a warm taupe. And typically taupes are more neutral, cooler toned colors. This kind of looked orange. If I went too heavy with it, it looked orange. And I just wanted to use it up. And it wasn't a bad product. It was just not the right color for me. And I was weirdly dedicated. I was like, this one I must finish. So we did, we finally finished it. Now we're already in the month of December, so I was deciding whether or not I wanted to introduce anything else new into the project pan, and I decided yes, because we finished 2 products, there's a couple new things that I'm going to introduce. One is a new highlighter. So we've got the Sugar Cookie Cream Highlighter from Sydney Grace, and I've had this one for about a year. I think I got it last holiday season. And I barely use it. So this is in here so I can use it. I really like Sydney Grace's cream products. So let's see if this is like a good color. It's pink. I really do like pink highlighters. So I'm excited to use this one more. And then the other item, I was like, yes, let's include something that's similar to an eyebrow pencil that I can use a lot. So we've got something from Flower Beauty. And this is the Cream and Chrome Eyeliner Duo in the color Rich Brown and Rose Gold. So it's got 2 different sides. It's got the dark brown and then it's got like this gold color. And we're gonna see if we can make a dent on this. So we did great for the month of November. Total usage of all my products was 136 times, which is the highest usage month, which I gotta give a lot of credit to that eyebrow pencil since I was using that pretty much every day. But we panned 2 items. I'm so excited. I think there's at least 2 items that we can pan in the month of December. I'm really hoping we do. But the whole point of this project really for me is to remind myself how long it takes to actually finish a product. Because some of these products I have been using over and over and over, and I'm tired of them, but they're still going and I want to get my money's worth. So it's a good reminder to myself and everyone watching that some of these products take a while. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We have 1 more month, so let's hopefully make December the strongest month. We will see. We'll see. With no eyebrow pencil, I'm a little bit worried, but I really want to finish some more products. So that's my goal in December. I hope you enjoy this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.